Hey everyone, this is Mel from Cardstock Concoctions. I am finally back with a new project. I do apologize for it being so long since I've come up with a new project and shared it with you guys here on YouTube, but thank you so much for sticking with me and watching my older projects, and I hope to be back to a fairly regular and consistent time frame for you guys. Okay, so project today is going to be this lovely gift bag. I need one for this weekend. My friend is having a birthday, and so I came up with this. Her favorite color is purple. You guys may look at this and say, hey, I think there's some things that are retired in here. And there's a good reason for that. As a demonstrator for Stampin' Up, I always try to keep current. Due to things that happened this summer, I've no longer kept my demonstratorship current. But then I looked at my stash and said, hey, guess what? There's a lot of things that I know I have and I know you have that can be used in combination with those things that are new or that we have from other paper companies and things like that. So I wanted to take those things and combine them and give us a broader variety of things to use. So before we go ahead and get started, I wanted to let you guys know I am probably going to edit out some things like running, dies through big shots and stuff just because of the time factor. So, hope you guys don't mind. If you do, please send me a message and I will re-record it all. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. I went ahead and did a couple of pre-steps for us here. First of all, I went ahead and I bought some craft gift bags. I think I found these in Joann's or the Dollar Bin or something like that. This particular one measures, so 5 inches by about 8.5 inches. And I went ahead and I stuck in a Stampin' Up spritzer here. I put in some water and what turned out to be like 4 drops of free inker. I can tell you from experience, you need 1 drop of free inker. And I went ahead and I just sprayed the bag. So I sprayed it front and back just to give it a little more purple color. So that's what I did first. So that's what we have. We have a bag. So next, we're going to do our stamping. And so I got a piece of Whisper white paper here. And this one is approximately 3 inches wide. And depending on how big your stamp is, depends on how wide it's going to need to be. I am using the Stylized Birthday stamp. And it comes in a little container like this. It only comes in wood mount. It is still a current product in the Stampin' Up catalog. I love it. It is like the perfect size. It's amazing. I love this stamp. Okay. But because of that, we need one that is at a minimum 3 by 3, depending on how you want to cut it out. Mine's longer. I like to leave lots of extra space. Since the person I'm giving this to loves purple, I'm actually going to pull out a retired color, Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to go ahead and use that because the person I'm making for it is just a purple fanatic. I'm going to do this now because I want this to dry a little bit. I want to stamp it as close to the center as I possibly can. And straight down, straight up. Nice, good, rich color. That's what I love about Blackberry Bliss. It gives you a very rich feeling and texture and color to what you're working with. Okay, I'm going to set this aside to dry for a little bit. Now, what else did I do? I went ahead and I went into my stash and my scrap papers and all that kind of stuff. And I just grabbed a whole bunch of different purples. I think in here I've got Blackberry Bliss, I think are these 3 here. Maybe these 4. Raspberry Ripple, I think are like those. And these are Sweet Sugar Plum, which is actually a current in color, a retired in color. Again, Blackberry Bliss is retired. I'm using it because it's one of the purples I have. And I didn't have any paper in Wisteria Wonder. I don't know how that happened, but I've used it before. Apparently I used it all up. So I went ahead and I cut my strips at various lengths based on my bag. I think my longest strip here is 7 inches. Okay, just a bit shy of it. A bit shy of 7 inches, but no shorter than 3 3/4 inches. And I varied them between 1, 1.5, and 2 inches wide. I wanted a range. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my triple banner punch or my triple triangle punch or whatever this one's called in the catalog. My bad. Sorry, guys. And I'm just going to literally punch. Get some of these off to the side. Now, I grabbed, what is it? before I start punching. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10 different ones here. I may take one out. Actually, I think I am going to take one out just so I have an odd number. I don't know what it is about odds, but odds in paper crafting work a lot better. And again, I used odd numbers. Woo. And now I'm just going to punch all the edges. I have 9. You can do less. You can do more. Again, there's something about the rule of odds that seems to make things look good. And I'm just punching away. And as I said, they're all varying, sizes and lengths and that kind of stuff to give it some dimension. And I pulled out, if you've got, apparently this isn't actually 1.5 inches, it's more like 1.25 inches. Huh, who would have thought? So, all right, those things, go ahead and get rid of those. We're done with our punch. And I just wanted to get that kind of started for us. Now I'm just going to layer. This big tall one in the back is actually my longest one. And then I've got another fairly long one here. Sorry, that was my phone going off. And we're going to slide. We're just kind of going to stack. And I have no real rhyme or reason to how I stack. I just stack. Whatever looks good at the time to me is kind of what gets put down, to be honest with you. Some raspberry ripple. And as I said, I loved this layered, bannered look here. Now you guys can see it's fairly thick. I'm going to use a stapler, just a handheld stapler. Oops, get it in there. And I am just going to staple it. It goes through everything. It holds everything together. I'm actually going to do yeah, we're just going to do that one. It holds everything together. It's very nice. It's very easy to do. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to take the top of my bag, and I like this part as my front. I noticed that there was a big crease in the back, so that's just how they fold the bag. And I'm just going to staple it here. If you guys think you guys can hold everything together and staple it all as one, I say go for it. I'm not that talented. So just go ahead and sit it in here and staple it again. Don't worry about it. We can cover that up. If that really bothers you, it can be covered up. So that's the first part of our bag. Again, she's going to love it. It's all purples. It works for her. All right, I think our Blackberry Bliss is dry. Let's get this out of the way. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut it out. So I'm using the layering oval framelit dies, and I'm using these because, well, they work. And they turn out really beautiful. So this is going to cut off just a little bit of the happy birthday. So like just basically it's going to cut off the tip and the tip, but that's okay. So this oval, it's an oval, it's not a circle guys, it's an oval, is the second largest oval you have in there. And then we're going to also grab the absolute largest scallop oval you have in there as well. And I just grabbed a scrap piece of cardstock that fit in purple. This turns out to be Blackberry Bliss because it fit. Now I'm going to layer these two together. I'm going to grab my snail. And I normally wouldn't put quite this much snail, but because I'm going to be doing something fun with this next in a few seconds, I'm going to. So go ahead and layer them together. And I love that border of Blackberry Bliss that's around it. It makes it look gorgeous. And grab myself a scrap piece of paper here. And I'm going to grab my embossing buddy. Sorry, I know it's a little bit longer of a project, but it's going to be kind of cool when it turns out in the end. And I'm just going to rub it over the top. Looks like I got a little bit of smudging here on my tea for my happy birthday. However, once I get done, you're not going to be able to see it. That's why I wanted this to dry as well before I tried doing this. All right, grabbing Versamark. Now, for this one, you want it to be nice and clear and clean. I actually have two Versamark pads, one that I used for colored things, which I really messed up on accident, and then one I used for nice clear things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover this all in Versamark. Just ink it all the way up. Woo! Nice and inky, right? There's a reason why you want to use your embossing buddy first, trust me. Grab ourselves a little bit of Dazzling Diamonds. Now, all right. Okay, plenty of Dazzling Diamonds. And then just kind of, I'm going to tap off the excess. Oops. Okay. Then I'm going to add in what's called this ultra thick embossing powder, and it's clear. It comes in this, well, it comes in two sizes. There's one size that's like this big, and then there's this big giant size. I bought the big giant size. I've had it for about 1.5 years, and I barely made a dent in it. But I just put it into a smaller container because it was easier to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sprinkle this on top here. Get it nice and covered. This is why I didn't want to just douse this thing in Dazzling Diamonds, because I was going to be doing this as well. All right. And it's going to look really thick and rugged and can't really see it all that clearly. Go ahead and redo that. Slide my powder back into my container. Okay, close enough. Clear off my desk. As I said, that thing is huge and I've got plenty of this powder left, so. And then we're just gonna take it and we're gonna heat it up. You have your volume turned up. Please, please, please turn it down. It's gonna be very loud. I'm gonna grab my heat tool. I can unwind it from where I've had it stashed. Warm it up here. And just heat up this powder. Alrighty. Whew. Alright, now my desk is completely covered in that stuff, but that's okay. So, let this cool for just a second because it's a little warm now. Now, you guys saw me use this paper piercing tool to kind of hold it in place. I do that because I don't want to burn my fingers. Okay. So we have a bag here, and I always like to add just a little bit of bling to it. So I have here some old Blackberry Bliss stitched satin ribbon. I have some Sweet Sugar Plum rooked ribbon, and I have some gold sequin trim. And I like me some bling, and this person I'm giving it to loves some bling. So I was like, you know what? We're going to add just a little something, something extra. I'm going to do it that long. So we're actually just going to cut it where I want it. There's no rhyme or reason to how I measured. I just kind of got it to the length that I liked. And that's where I cut it off. Add some Blackberry Bliss in there. And again, I just went through my stash and I found a couple of ribbons and things like that I had in stash that were purple and that kind of stuff. And I wanted to kind of do it all as one. There we go. And if I don't like my bow, I'll just take it out and do it again. Watch me struggle tying a knot. Again, it's not meant to be perfect. It's just meant to add a little something. You can always use it to close the bag at the top also. Okay. All right, cool to the touch. That's what we wanted. Last but not least, kind of clean off the back so your dimensionals will stick. I'm going to grab 3 dimensionals because it's kind of large. I'm going to put them kind of close together. Peel off the back. Sorry for bumping the light, everyone. And it's going ahead, and as you can tell where I'm placing this, I'm covering up those staples that I have in there so nobody's going to see them. All right, so this is my project for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks, this is Mel from Cardstock Concoctions saying see you next time. Bye.